Okay, so this is the idea. After we thin them all out, we're going to take our little single start right here. Okay, now this, again, these are fairly leggy. It's almost a full finger length up. Got one set of true leaves going. So I'm going to reach behind me and get a nice scoop of dirt. I'm going to fill it right up to that. May take a couple of scoops, but that's okay. Just make sure as to not, trying to take care to not really hurt it, because I don't obviously want to hurt it. But we're just going to fill this cup right up. And if it goes off center a little bit, that's fine. It's fine. So I'm going to kind of pad that down because it's going to pad down anyway. Get a little compacted, not too much. Get that out of there. Okay. And honestly, it's going to look like I'm almost burying it. And that's fine because, again, this is the first set of true leaves. Even with, when you get these, your tomato starts, however tall they are, you can go up, trim off the first set, second set if you wish, set of leaves, bury them all the way up to that. Perfectly fine. So this is literally the first set of true leaves. I'm going to bury it right up to that. And take our handy dandy waterer, give it a nice drink. That whole leggy stem is going to root. That's the magic of tomatoes. Does not work with all things. Let's make sure we get that leaf clean. Doesn't work with all plants, but tomatoes. Water it right in. That leggy stem, which we typically really try not to have, works in our favor because now we fill it all the way up. Okay, going to get it under the lights, keep it under the lights, and it's going to just grow that much stronger and that much deeper. The roots are going to be this whole cup. So now we know that the starting roots are down to the bottom for sure, and now we've buried it, so we know the roots are going to be nice and deep. And with tomatoes, I want to give them that nice deep base. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pluck some of these out semi-gently, and I'm going to plant them in a hanging pot. Okay, in some of these cases, like these over here, these little girls, not a big deal if I pinch them off, which I'm going to. Some of these, there's, whatever, 5 in this one. I miscounted, 5 in that one. That's a lot. I already have a lot of tomato plants. I don't need, 30 or 40. I really don't. I already have too many. This is 15. Okay, and these are just the large tomatoes. I've got a whole nother tray of cherry tomatoes. Don't need that many tomatoes. But I just like getting rid of it if it's still good. So that's how we do it. Okay, water it in. I'll give it another good drink tomorrow. Now I did not water these today, and I watered them really early and lightly yesterday, knowing that today is the day that these are going to get pulled right out. So I'm going to do that. So what I'm going to do, so now that you see how we buried that, and it's fine, watered it in, all great. I'm going to do that all to the rest of these. I'm going to take a couple of these shoots, and I'm going to put them in a hanger. Okay, so we'll do that next. Okay, transplanting my striped German seedlings. I got my tactical pencil. Okay, I've got my hanging basket. Again, look how little dirt in here. The dirt is way down here, just barely above the bottom, right there in the middle. Okay, now I'm going to plant, I'm going to take 1, 2 out of here. So I'm going to make a little spot for them. Kind of one's going to be on that side. I'll dig a little kind of sort of tiny hole. Another one's going to be on that side. We'll dig kind of sort of tiny little hole, and I'll move this over here in a minute when I do that. Now the tactical pencil. Okay, so I have 3 seedlings in each. I go against the rules, and I'm going to leave 2. Okay, I'm going to leave 2 in that one, 2 in that one. So I'm going to extricate, there's a nice fancy word, with my tactical pencil. I'm going to extricate one of these. Now, just a gentle pull, getting as much. Now that's not a lot. That is not a lot of root that I got. That's okay. Because if you look real close, okay, all along that stem, I'm going to bury it up to the tippity top anyway. Okay, I'm going to bury this in dirt all the way right up to here. It's going to be fine, even though we didn't get as much roots as I would maybe sort of hope. So, okay, so there's my tomato that we're going to take. Okay, I'm going to take another one out of here. This one's kind of sort of off to the side. So we'll kind of see if that one kind of comes up. Again, I don't want to disturb a lot. Oh, see, that's not bad. I'm going to put those right there for a second. Okay, I'm going to ignore these for a minute. Again, next step on these, fill these up with dirt. Right up to the tippity top. So that's going to be fine. Okay, and then I'm going to give them all a drink of water at the end. Here, let's put those over here. Get those out of the way for just a second. Bring in our... Okay, this is our hanger pot. I have left over. This hanger pot's probably 3-4 years old or something. I don't like to throw them away because this year we're going a little bit crazy and we're going to do tomatoes. So this tomato plant's going to go on that side. Okay, this one is going to go on that side. Okay, so let's get these. Let's get these going. So I'm going to give them a little bit. I mean, I don't want it too loose, the soil, because it's going to compact anyway. So I'm going to pat it down just a tiny bit. Okay, then we'll get our tote full of starter / potting soil. I'm going to come in, just gently fill around them. Okay. And then I keep my kind of starty mix here generally pretty dry by most standards. Okay, so I'm going to come in. Okay, without really bending it, I'm going to just kind of tuck them in. Tuck them in. And now you're thinking to yourself, well, geez, those are still really down there quite a ways. Yep. So what I'm going to do with these, because they're in a hanger and I really need to be, oops, oh man, I keep sitting that thing, mindful of how deep they are when these grow up. Now these are going to grow up. First set of leaves is right there for both. When they grow up, probably going to get their second leaves, maybe thirds. I'm going to cut off those firsts. And then I'm going to bury them even further with dirt. So ultimately, I know that the root system on these is going to be all the way down to the bottom, because that's where I know that it started. Probably go so far as to put a once we get that next layer of dirt in here, after it grows up a couple inches, we'll put in some marigolds probably, or something just to help give the soil a little bit of shade for itself. Hopefully the idea is that these now tomato plants are going to go up. Probably, depending on where I hang it, we may train them to go up the hanger and to the fence post where it's probably be hanging at. Or we may try to train them down off the sides. We'll see how that goes. Total experiment. We'll see how it goes from there. That's what we're going to do with these. And at some point, we'll come back and check on them. In the meantime, I'm going to do just like I did with transplanting my pepper starts. I'm going to go back to all of my tomato starts, thin them down to probably 2 each, and then fill them right up to their necks with soil. And that is how we're going to go and ensure that we have a nice, super deep root system on our tomato starts.